Just to be crystal clear, this story is an example of me being very dumb, and you should not do this. Hi, I'm Shell and I'm a cosplayer. If you are new to my channel, welcome, or if you're a subscriber, welcome back. A few days ago, I made a poll on the community tab of my channel asking what story you guys would like to see, and you voted overwhelmingly for this one. If you'd like to vote on future video topics, make sure you are subscribed, and that way you will see my posts in your feed. This video title is not clickbait. This actually happened. It was an accident, and it was a very big learning moment for me. So I'm hoping by sharing this embarrassing story, you guys can learn from my mistake. This event took place way back in 2016, which was actually my very first year of cosplay. At the time, I really liked the show Miraculous Ladybug, and I saw fan art one day of Ladybug in like a ballet AU wearing this beautiful like tutu and bodice, and it was just so gorgeous. And I looked at it and I was like, that right there is my dream cosplay. Like, that would be the dream ultimate cosplay for me. At first I was like, I don't know, it seems really big, I'm not that good at sewing, like it seems really hard to make. But after a few weeks of thinking it over, I just decided to go all in and try to make it for Anime Boston 2017. So I gave myself literally 8 months to make this costume. So it was fall 2016, I was actually in my first year of university, and because of that I was doing a lot of small work on this cosplay in my dorm room. I did not have enough space in my shared room to make the whole thing there, so I worked on it a lot during winter and fall break when I was at home. But in between then, I did little things that I could work on. And probably the thing I worked on the most in my dorm were these. These are dots. They are literally black satin circles. I have about maybe 150 of them, and I cut all of these out by hand to make the polka dots on the bodice and skirt. Because, obviously it's Ladybug, she needs dots. And I could not find any dotted fabric, so what I ultimately decided to do was buy red satin to make the outfit, and then black satin to add all of the dots on by hand. An issue with satin, and a lot of fabrics really, is that it frays. And by making these individual round circles, it's not like I could, hem every one to make a clean edge. And I had no idea how to stop it from fraying. It frays quite easily. Here's a little close-up of the little fringe for you. That's just, yeah, see? The fraying is real. It happens quite a bit. At the time, I followed this really popular cosplayer called Mango Cyrene, and she did a ton of really cool crafts projects, and I really admired her. And she was hosting live streams every week where she would work on cosplay, and a few hundred people would be in the chat, and we'd all work on cosplay together. So I liked doing that every week, and it was really fun to tune in and craft along with everyone. Because almost everyone watching was a cosplayer, it was also a really great place to go and get advice. So I actually asked that chat, how do I keep satin from fraying? I'm trying to make these dots for a Ladybug costume and I just cannot figure it out. And I got some of the most genius advice I have ever been given as a cosplayer. Fire. See, there's a science lesson in this story, because when you burn synthetic fabrics made with, plastics and non-natural materials, such as satin, the fabric melts. I'm going to do my best to give you an example without burning my house down. So here you can see there's a little fuzzy edge to this piece. It is freshly cut. There's no sealing on this whatsoever. Get your trusty lighter. It just melts away. And now it's a straight edge. And here's the thing. Now this is melted. It's kind of plasticized. See? You can scratch it and it makes a sound because it's a hard edge now. So if you need a way to stop synthetic fabric from fraying at the edges, light it on fire. Who knew, right? And honestly, this tip probably made a huge difference in my cosplay because I don't know what I would have done otherwise. So with this new information, you may think you know where this story is going. You're wrong. So yes, I burned the edges of over 100 little satin circles. And honestly, it's a great method. It works really well, but you have to remember to be careful and cautious because it is an open flame and it is fabric. So obviously I was very careful and nothing bad happened. Until, there's always an until, because you know the title of this video, I got to the mask. So as you can see, this is my ladybug mask. It's made of craft foam that I actually heated up with a curling iron, because dorm room crafting, am I right? And just like molded it to my face. And then I coated it with Mod Podge to make it like hold the shape and covered it in satin. So from the front, it looks pretty good. You know, I made it 4 years ago as a beginner. I feel like it still kind of holds up. And from the back, you can see all of like the seams and edges and even a little bit of purple foam beneath there. You can see around the eye holes, there's very, very small little like triangles of fabric that I took from the front of the mask and then glued to the back side, so it looked very seamless from the front. And this is where I ran into trouble. What I used to do this was super glue, specifically this super glue. Well, not this one, but like this brand. Excuse me, birds, please be quiet. I am trying to tell a dramatic story of nearly burning down my dorm room. It's not that dramatic, but still. Anywho, I was using super glue because it like had the strongest hold between the fabric and the craft foam underneath, and it was the fastest to dry. So I didn't have to worry about like the little pieces of fabric peeling off and standing back up and not sticking to the mask. And I just have to take a minute because what I did next was so stupid. So I had super glue around these little eye holes to keep all the fabric in place. And then I noticed, oh, there's like some stray threads. You know what I should do with those? Burn them. Because satin burns away and makes it all nice and clean, like with my polka dots. I'll burn the little threads away from where I just super glued. Now, I did not know this at the time, clearly, but for your information, super glue is super flammable. So I held the lighter up to my mask I had spent weeks on at this point, and I lit the flame, and I watched as my mask like burst into a very small flame. I want to emphasize here, it was not a big fire, but it was actively on fire. So, naturally I dropped the lighter onto my desk and like blew it out as fast as possible. But yeah, I had the scare of my life for a solid second there as this was on fire. And you know what the best part is? You can still see the scorch marks. See this edge right here? That's all hard and scratchy because it is completely melted. It is just black. This is where it happened. So as you can see, this was okay. I put the fire out before there was any severe lasting damage, but there's still evidence of my mistake. And now it's on the internet forever. You can kind of see it from the front too. It's just black in there, that just black edge amidst the red. So the lesson I learned that day, and the lesson that forever haunts my memory, is that super glue is a very flammable substance, and it should never be combined with flame. No, no, no. Do not do this. Can you use flame to like prevent fraying on synthetic fabrics? Yes, that is okay. As we established, like, this is a good method of preventing fraying. But you need to be very careful, especially when you are combining that with other materials. A lot of common cosplay materials are kind of dangerous, whether it's from fumes from paint or glue, or flammability, or combustibility. A lot of the things we use to make cosplay do come with warnings for a reason. I wanted to share this story on my channel for a few reasons. One, because I think it's just hilarious how dumb and naive I was, and that I didn't even stop to like glance at the very large warning on the back of this bottle. Second reason, I hope you can learn from my mistake and not put yourself in the situation I put myself in with a cosplay piece on fire. Kind of a dangerous situation, not smart, and not something I want to happen to any of you. The third reason is because as cosplayers, I think it's important to share our mistakes. I'm not gonna get too deep on you, I promise, because that's not why you clicked on this video. But with social media and cosplay, I get a lot of comments from younger cosplayers or beginner cosplayers who seem to feel like they just aren't as good as all of these people they see on social media. You should not be comparing yourself to my current cosplay if you're just starting out. Because when I was just starting out, I was accidentally setting fires. And it's not just beginners who make mistakes. I probably make a mistake with every single cosplay I make. Like, I have a ton of more stories of times I've almost destroyed a cosplay completely by accident. Just like 2 months ago, I dropped a cosplay out a window. If that isn't stupid, I don't know what is. So, the moral of our story is, everyone makes mistakes. But never combine super glue with flame. Let me be the only one who's made that mistake, please. I don't want that for any of you. Like I said, I have plenty more stories, so if you guys want to hear more, let me know in the comments down below and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and a big thank you to my subscribers who voted for this story. I hope you have a wonderful week. I will see you next time, and until then, don't be a dumbass. Bye.